Medellin, a booming city that has risen in tourism over the last 10 years. It is now known for its nightlife, amazing attractions, and as well as its lively and energetic locals. So we already went over my top 10 things to do for this city, but today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about the don'ts of the city, especially for those of you whose first time it is, because these things are crucial to know. Also, if you want to watch the to-dos, go ahead and watch this video right here. So many people had warned me, hey, Colombia is dangerous, don't go. Pablo Escobar, cocaine, drugs, kidnappings, everything you can think of, I've heard it. But you know what? I'm glad that I didn't let anybody scare me into doing something that I truly wanted to do and that I knew was going to be an amazing adventure. And I don't think you should stop letting people from doing things too. With that being said, of course, there are going to be things that you need to be aware of. And that goes for any country you visit. There's going to be different rules and regulations. Of course, it being a third world country, you need to keep your wits about you. I hope that these next 10 don'ts give you some ease about what you can do to have the most amazing trip yet. All right, and number 1 is no dar papaya, which means don't give papaya. What does that even mean? This is going to be the number 1 rule when it comes to Colombia, and it is saying that all locals have. That means don't flaunt your fancy items, don't flaunt jewelry, don't flaunt expensive items, watches, purses, you name it. Leave all of those at home. This is not the place to do it. This is just waiting for people who don't have these things to be able to see an opportunity and take it. In other words, take it from you. I actually, when I went to Cartagena, I did hear of a girl who had a necklace on and somebody had came by, gripped it off her neck and just started running. Again, I am not trying to scare you with this don't, but this could happen anywhere and it's better to just give those things up than it being anything else. Material things come and go, but just don't risk it anyway. Don't come with any jewelry. It isn't worth it. And that leads me into my next tip. Don't forget about your phones. That's another thing. Colombians have a thing for iPhones. Some people like to take the opportunity to take them if they can. If you need to use your phone on the street, make sure you step into a building first, use your phone, and then come out. I know that seems excessive. It honestly wasn't too bad. I had no problems with my cell phone at all whatsoever. But that was also because I was constantly aware and made sure I didn't have my phone out in public. Another good tip is if you don't see other people around you with their phones out, you shouldn't have it out in that area either. Typically, you'll know that it's a safe zone for you to bring it out if you see other people having their phones out. Typically, that's a really good area that everyone feels comfortable doing it because they know that the risk there is low, and that is a good time for you to bring your cell phone out as well. Number 3, don't get in unmarked taxis. So you're probably wondering, why would I even get into an unmarked taxi, Quinn? I don't think that you would, but sometimes some taxis are fake taxis and they aren't licensed with the government. And you can kind of tell this if they don't look like the other taxis roaming around. They're typically yellow and they have markings on the side. If you see that it looks a little off, then avoid it. Another thing is if you see that their meter isn't on, make sure that they turn it on and be like, hey, that meter needs to be on, because they will rip you off otherwise. And if their meter really isn't working, then you need to negotiate a price with them beforehand so that they don't rip you off, because they can charge you triple the amount that it really takes. If you don't know how much it's really supposed to be, I'm gonna put a chart right here so that you know. And most taxis also have a chart as well to give you an idea of how much you should be paying. Number 4, don't forget about Uber. This is my preferred method of travel around Medellin or in Colombia in general. I took Uber everywhere, had zero problems, felt way safer. I only took taxi when Ubers weren't available, but either way, I felt safe, had zero problems. I also know that Colombia has their own type of rideshare app that also works well, and I believe it's called Cabify or something, but I'll list it right here if I'm not sure. Next, number 5, don't walk late at night. When the sun goes down, the criminals come out. At least that's what I know of. And this goes true for any major city out there. Crime tends to happen more late at night, so avoid walking more than 1 or 2 blocks to a destination. It is better just to be safe and get a ride. I didn't go more than, I want to say 2 blocks during the night when I absolutely had to. I was fine, I was safe, I was generally okay, but it typically gets really, really quiet and nobody's on the streets anymore. That's a good telltale sign that you shouldn't be on the streets either. Number 6, don't carry all your cash in one spot. This one is something that I did, and I'm glad that I learned to do this. Luckily, nothing happened to me. I was totally fine, but it's a good feeling of ease knowing that if something were to happen to one stash of your money, you'd have another stash laying around. Example, I had my fanny pack, which was like my money belt fanny pack, and that one had a little bit of cash in it. I also had a little bit of cash in like my shoes or something, and then another one in my pocket. So just in case anything happened to one, I'd have more. Another thing is, don't carry all of your cash out. Leave a good chunk of your cash at home and bring only what you need. Number 7 is a fun one. It doesn't have to do with anything scary, I promise, but it is, don't forget to mingle with the locals. The locals are so much fun and they're so silly and lively and energetic. I would hate for you to miss the opportunity to meet these kind people. And it really shows you that people in Medellin and Colombia aren't bad. Honestly, there's triple the amount of good people that there are bad people, okay? And I want you to be able to see that for yourself so that way you can change your mind about the country in itself and what the people are really truly like. How can you do this? Well, you could maybe join a salsa class or a cooking class or something that's a class for you to meet other people. Another really cool thing that I did was I joined a gym for a day. You could also join a gym and meet other locals. I actually did this on accident. Right across the street from my Airbnb was a Muay Thai gym. It's like a kickboxing gym. I actually did Muay Thai for many, many years, and it was really cool to see it was right across the street from us. And we actually met some really cool people, and they let me take pictures inside. So it was really, really sweet. I met a lot of people there who had moved to Medellin because they loved it so much. And you actually just start to hear these people who really truly love this country and this city, and so much to where they want to live there, and they've been living there for many, many years from crazy countries too that you wouldn't even imagine would be living there. Okay, don't number 8. Don't leave your drinks unattended. This is a very big one. Also a no-brainer, but a lot of people tend to forget it anyway. Typically, you think that females are usually the biggest targets when it comes to being drugged. Actually, this isn't the case. In Colombia, more men are drugged than women, and this is because there are very beautiful women living in Colombia, and the men are easily persuaded, especially tourists. Of course, girls, you need to be wary too, but if you don't see that the bartender is directly handing you the drink or you didn't see them make it, then don't accept the drink. If someone offers to buy you a drink, make sure you are ordering it yourself. Always, always, always. I actually had an incident at the club in Medellin that was really scary, and I'm pretty sure some guys were trying to drug me. If you want to hear that story time, I have it right here. Go ahead and click on it and I'll give you even more tips in that one as well. And some really crazy travel experiences that I've had. Number 9, don't forget to taste the empanadas. I would have to say that this was my favorite food while I was there. I had never really heard of a lot of the foods that were there, or it was very, very foreign to me, but I will say that empanadas were the one things I was totally vibing with. That I loved them because most of them have like potatoes in them, and I'm a crazy potato lover. So, as you can imagine, I was deep fried. Yes, that's my vibe. So don't. forget to try the empanadas. All right, my last tip is don't dress like a tourist. Okay, we get it, you're a tourist, but you don't gotta broadcast it to the world. You don't gotta be the obvious, okay? That's the last thing you wanna do in a country such as Colombia. How do you not dress like a tourist? Well, first off, they can tell a tourist by the way he carries his backpack, his shorts, his sandals, and his tank top or t-shirt. No. Here is an alternative, what I've seen most men wear. I've seen most men wearing pants. Most men wear pants there. Or collared shirts. If you can see in this clip right here, you can kind of gauge. There's a lot of men wearing kind of a similar thing, and that's pants and polo shirts. For females, it's a little easier, but they do love their jeans. They love their skinny jeans. That's a huge thing in Colombia. They like crop tops, regular t-shirts. You could do, sometimes they wear denim shorts, but I don't quite remember. I think I did, but I stuck to a lot of jeans and leggings when I was there. Also closed-toe shoes. All right, if you made it this far, congratulations, you're amazing. My name is Quinn, and I am the Big Daddy on all things lifestyle, travel, and everything to fit your entertainment needs. If you want more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe now, and you know the rest, okay? I'm not, you know. I am happy to have had you today, and I hope to see you next time. All right, my fellow travelers, don't stop traveling and don't stop dreaming. Big Daddy out.